Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. An inquest into the death of a Prince Albert man concluded with the jury making recommendations to prevent future incidents. Bowden Umferville died in hospital following a 2023 arrest by Prince Albert police. The inquest lasted 4 days with 19 witnesses testifying. The jury came up with 4 recommendations: mandatory body cameras for Prince Albert police officers, requiring 1 first responder stay with the patient upon arrival, a requirement to have the key turned off and removed from the ignition during a traffic stop, and improved training for asphyxia. A man known to travel to Prince Albert and L'Orange is wanted by RCMP. The Warrant Enforcement and Suppression Team is asking for tips on the whereabouts of 21-year-old Drayden Charles, who's wanted for failing to comply with release order conditions. He's described as 5'9", 160 pounds, with brown hair and multiple tattoos around his eyes. If you have information about Charles, you can contact RCMP or Crime Stoppers. The last of the historic shack tents have been removed from Prince Albert National Park. It's the end of the era that began almost 100 years ago. Shack tents first appeared in the late 1920s in Waskesiu, with hundreds lining the lakefront. They were built to be taken down each year with removable walls, canvas roof, and wooden floors. By the 1950s, the shacks got sturdy roofs and became more permanent fixtures in the park. While a local historian says the national park hated them at first, keeping the history alive is an important link to the park's past.
Especially like in the morning, you could hear like squirrels or like birds, and you can see the shadow of them.
You can see the memories flooding back to them, which sparks storytelling. And to me, it's the people and the stories of Waskesiu that I find fascinating.
The last original shack tent moved out earlier this summer, where more modern cabins now line the bird streets. A replica shack tent now sits at the Waskesiu Museum to keep a piece of history alive. All right, Stacey, I understand maybe just a hint or a risk of rain overnight, but other than that, looking like a pretty hot weekend?
Yeah, John, unfortunately, 30% chance of rain tomorrow. It's also going to be quite hot and muggy tomorrow. Humidex values about 36 tomorrow, so that means it's going to feel like 36 degrees. The high tomorrow, 30. And then it's going to cool down slightly Sunday in the days ahead. Mid-20s, lots of sunshine in the forecast. So it's going to be quite warm, quite muggy. I'll have your full weather forecast later in the show.
The number of active wildfires in Saskatchewan has jumped in recent days. According to the province's active wildfire map, 68 are burning in the province's north. 13 are not contained. Earlier this week, there were 55 active wildfires. Despite the increase, the air quality advisory that was in place for most of northern Saskatchewan has been lifted. An air quality alert is now in effect, though, for the southwest corner of the province, with Environment Canada expecting poor air quality will likely linger through the next few days, but it will improve at the end of the weekend. Saskatchewan distillers are celebrating a recent announcement from the First Minister's meetings in Charlottetown. On Tuesday, 9 provinces signed an agreement to allow direct-to-consumer alcohol sales between their provinces. Black Fox Distillery co-owner John Cote says before this agreement, selling his product across the country was illegal. He says the agreement is a first step in eliminating interprovincial trade barriers that can go well beyond alcohol sales. And it can allow his international award-winning products to be sold much closer to home.
We export to 6 different countries around the world, and we've always exported because it's actually simpler than going to different provinces. So now if we can even that playing field, now we can concentrate more on the Canadian market.
Provincial leaders say this is one agreement toward building a more resilient and streamlined economy and to unlock Canada's full economic potential. WestJet is allowing some passengers to rebook their flights at no charge as their flight attendants threaten to go on strike. The airline says anyone with a flight booked between July 30th and August 4th can either cancel or change their flight once for free. It says it's committed to providing passengers with excellent flexibility and confidence in their travel plans. WestJet says negotiations with the union representing its cabin crew are progressing. If a deal isn't reached, the 4,400 union members could strike as early as August 2nd. The city of Saskatoon is testing out new ways to bring fresh, healthy food to low-income households. Alison Bamford has more on the growing popularity of food forests.
These have just started blooming as well.
On a rainy walk through the park, Shannon Dick can see her passion project flourishing.
They're not going to produce very much for the next few years, but it's nice to see the potential.
15 different kinds of fruits, vegetables, and herbs are planted throughout this Saskatoon park.
There's some haskaps, and this is where some of the native plants are as well.
It's one of two so-called food forests the city is testing out.
We've chosen locations where hopefully it will provide people who need a healthy snack that snack.
The city planted the forests in lower income neighborhoods that lack nearby grocery stores, hoping to address the growing problem of food insecurity.
It will provide access and education, all those kinds of things, but it probably won't have a lasting impact on the number of folks coming through our doors.
Inflation has driven up the cost of fresh fruits and vegetables, items that aren't always available at the Saskatoon Food Bank.
Breaking down barriers to people being able to access the kinds of fruits and perhaps vegetables that can be grown here in Saskatchewan. All of that is really important.
The food forests aren't open to the public just yet, which is why there's still a fence around them. The city says they want the plants to grow for 2 years before the fruit is up for grabs.
Some of the fruit trees and shrubs, they don't produce fruit for a few years anyway, so this is to just keep them protected.
The Nicotine family lives in the neighborhood, and the kids are already excited to pick fresh fruit for their future picnics.
I would pick some raspberries probably. They should do that in more places.
If these forests are successful, Dick says the city could plant more down the road.
It'll be a bit of an experiment. This is relatively new for us, but we'll keep an eye on it.
And see how it grows. Alison Bamford, CTV News, Saskatoon.
When we come back, another summer event taking place at the Alfred Jenkins Fieldhouse and Playground. Jasmine Pelche gets the details on the Community Accessibility Fair next week.
Joining me is Charlene, who is the Community Mobility Coordinator for the City of Prince Albert, to talk about the upcoming Community Accessibility Fair. So what exactly is a Community Accessibility Fair?
Well, the City of Prince Albert has been working with local groups and organizations and residents to hear about their experiences as it relates to accessibility. So the Community Accessibility Fair will be a chance for us all to get together, to hear about their lived and living experiences, to find out information about resources in our community regarding accessibility. And it also ties into the Inclusive Playground program that will be happening that day for students and children with disabilities.
Is the Community Accessibility Fair a new thing here for the city?
The fair, the event itself, is the first time that we've hosted it. We've been meeting regularly with community groups and residents to hear from them about challenges or barriers they might face in our community. And we've been trying to time our meetings for different times of the day, different days of the week, and different locations. And so with it being summer and we've had some beautiful warm weather lately, we thought it might be great to have a community barbecue, come to the playground program, have a meeting outside, and enjoy some sunshine while we talk about ways we can work together.
Who is the fair for?
The fair is, well, for anyone. It is a community event, and so we're hoping that a lot of people come out. But of course, we want to hear from those people who have barriers or face challenges in our community, mobility challenges or sensory challenges, and we want to know what the city can do to help and to find out more so that we can figure out ways to assist.
Since it's an accessibility fair, what kind of thought process went into finding a location that would be accessible for anybody who wanted to attend?
Well, we have a number of great facilities in Prince Albert, that city facilities. So the Alfred Jenkins Fieldhouse is a local facility up on 10th Avenue West that has great recreation programs through winter and summer. And they have the Jumpstart Playground there, the Inclusive Playground. And so that day they're having the Inclusive Playground program for children with disabilities and families. So at the playground at the Alfred Jenkins Fieldhouse, it's a great opportunity for us all to get together, for the kids to have some fun at one of our great local playgrounds that is accessible, and then for the rest of us to have a good conversation.
Who does accessibility impact in terms of community members?
Accessibility really impacts everyone. I think it's about how we move in our community. It's about how we receive information. Can we participate in our community in a way that we want to? Are we able to be a part of the things that we want to do and the activities in the way that we want to? I think when we look at accessibility and when we talk about the challenges and we hear from people who are facing barriers, working on those challenges together can help us improve things for everyone. So it makes life maybe a little more accessible for families, for people who are caregivers, but most importantly for the people who are facing those barriers. When we hear from them directly about what they're dealing with, then we can come up with a plan and find a way to provide some assistance and learn from them.
What would you say to encourage people to come to the fair?
I would say, it's a great opportunity to find out more about what services we have in our community. We have some great local organizations joining us. We'll have information about city programs that are accessible, free programs that they're accessible in many different ways. So it's a great opportunity to participate that way and find out what we have in our community. There's a barbecue, there's the playground program. You can hang out and have some fun. And also I would really encourage people to participate in the meeting that starts at 9:30 a.m. on the 28th so that we can really hear from those people who have experiences that they would like to share with us.
Sounds like you're putting in some effort to have a conversation about a very important discussion here. So thank you for taking some time to meet with me and speak about it.
Thank you very much for your time today and for coming out. I appreciate the interest.
Stacey has a look at your weekend weather forecast coming after the break and a change to Alberta's diagnostic imaging guidelines generating debate. All right, Stacey, before we get into the weather forecast, have you been noticing the wildfire smoke in the lungs or in the eyes, anything like that?
Not quite. I'm not that sensitive to it, but yeah, it's I'm sure for some it can be quite annoying.
All right, what do we have coming up this weekend in terms of weather?
Yeah, well, John, it's going to be hot. There's some heat warnings for the southern half of the province and for the western parts of the province. Now, Prince Albert, not quite in that heat warning, but it's still going to be hot, as I mentioned earlier. Humidex of 36, so it's going to be muggy as well. Taking a look at our radar and satellite now, some scattered showers for the southern half of the province. For the northern half, pretty quiet other than some cloud coverage. Now, taking a look at our future cast, there's that storm system just north of Prince Albert, so that could bring some rain to areas experiencing wildfires. However, there's also some thunderstorm activity associated with that and a risk of lightning strikes, which could spark wildfires. So we're keeping a close look at that system there. Across the region, temperatures in the mid-teens, cloudy conditions across the board. Candle Lake, Nipawin 14, Melfort clear 16, Birch Hill 16, 15 in Roster and Spiritwood, 16 in the Battlefords. Tomorrow quite hot, temperatures in the high 20s to low 30s. Battlefords, Rostern 30, sunny in Birch Hills, Melfort, Nipawin 29, Candle Lake 29. Mix of sun and cloud, and if you're planning to head out to the lake, Candle Lake also seeing a humidex of 34, so it's also going to be muggy up there tomorrow. Tonight in Prince Albert, a low of 14, a few clouds, winds becoming light. Tomorrow, a high of 30. Again, humidex 36, so that will feel quite a bit warmer than the temperature value there. A chance of showers there and winds coming from the west at 15. Taking a look at our 7-day forecast. Sunday cools down slightly, but still a high of 26. Pretty sunny conditions throughout the week. Temperatures, overnight lows in the mid-teens. So we don't really get that reprieve that we'd like to see with those overnight lows. It's not horrible, but typically we'd like to see cooler overnight lows just to give our bodies some reprieve from that long stretch of heat.
And speaking of all that heat, Stacey, have you been getting any of the mosquito bites too? I keep asking all the sort of the fast questions of all our weather specialists this week.
Yeah, you know what? I have a few mosquito bites. I haven't been outside as much as I probably should have. I am planning to go to the lake this weekend, so I think my answer will change in a couple of days here, John.
All right, sounds good. Wear sunscreen. In their first season under the new name and logo, the Saskatoon Mamba have qualified for the CEBL postseason.
The second blocked by Bediako. Monsanto, Bandu! Welcome to the playoffs!
Damari Monsanto led the way with 26 points for the Mamba. Meanwhile, Jaden Bediako had 3 blocks, including that one that led to the winning basket to beat Brampton 98-92. Secondary players helped carry the load for the Mambas last night as they had 36 points from the bench. The franchise has not been to the playoffs since 2022. Saskatoon heads to Vancouver Saturday to face the Bandits. Last night's game between the Elks and Riders was emotional from kickoff to the final buzzer. It ended in heartbreak for the home team, losing 36-34 to Edmonton. Before the game, a tribute to the 2 people involved in the fatal car crash near Lumsden. Donovan Mace has more.
A chance for the Saskatchewan Roughriders to pause.
We're keeping his family, his friends, and all those in mourning in his loss in our thoughts.
And mark the lives of 22-year-old Bhishma Rajaguru and teammate Jaden Dalkey prior to kickoff Thursday.
You guys make it a pleasure to come to work. Nobody else I'd rather do it with, guys. Let's go.
Tribute videos and a moment of silence for both men killed in a 2-car collision north of Regina last weekend.
It was well done by the organization, honoring both people, and obviously a tumultuous, strange week to navigate as a team, but I was proud of our team in terms of coming out and fighting.
And in one final act of honor to their fallen brother,
the Rough Riders will have 11 on the field.
The missing man formation on the team's first punt of the night. Dalkey's spot on the field left unattended.
I was talked about a little bit through the week, and then Nick Weeb came to my office. And he asked if it was okay.
That's JD's spot, right? I mean, he's the one calling the protections. He's the one making the calls. So we wanted to do something, just the special teams unit.
An emotional game from before kickoff.
Harris, deep shots, got him to the 10-5 touchdown.
Turning into momentum swings in both directions for 60 minutes. Over 1,000 yards of total offense, 70 points combined, and 9 lead changes. All to come down to the final play. A 57-yard walk-off field goal by Elks kicker Vincent Blanchard, breaking the hearts of the Rough Riders.
I'm probably going to be, waking up all night thinking about the last play.
We knew that team would play to the very end. We know that makeup is obviously the same as us. And it did. It came down to the very last play of the game.
Proud of the way these guys battled today. I love everybody in this locker room, and shake back next week.
Not getting the result they wanted in their first game since Dalkey's death, the Riders turn their heads to next week when they will get another crack at these very same Elks. Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
Do you have a community event you would like to promote? Or maybe you'd like to draw attention to your organization. Let your local CTV station help you spread the word. Contact us at 306-922-6020 or email panews@ctv.ca. You can appear on CTV Prince Albert's News at 5 and get your message to our viewers.
Alberta has officially changed the way its residents can access diagnostic testing. Patients can choose to pay for preventative services like mammograms and cardiovascular testing. If the test finds a life-threatening condition, the province will reimburse the patient for the cost of the private service. It's intended to speed up wait times, but some critics worry it will take specialists away from the public field. Tests with a doctor's referral will continue to be free for all Albertans. A federal survey that collects health data from Canadians is operating in Weyburn. Some Saskatchewan residents will take part in the Canadian Health Measures Survey. The survey tracks obesity, hypertension, and cardiovascular disease, among other health issues. The goal is to create national baseline data on the extent of major health concerns. It also has a lab to help patients get results out faster. The examination center at the Tom Zandi Sports Arena runs until August 26th.
At the end, they receive the results. And so this is a big draw for respondents that are selected, as they have the ability to receive the results of these measures that we've taken, that we have sent to laboratories and done some testing. We're looking at measures that might not be available at your local doctor's office.
It ran in swift current a little earlier this summer and will be at 16 locations this year. All right, Stacey, were you a big fan of the World Cup, or are you a little bit tired of all the soccer?
John, you keep putting me on the spot here. I didn't tune in to any of the festivities.
Not too much. Well, and maybe this next story will be right up your alley, because people in Vancouver can now relax in some of the soccer nets used during the World Cup.
There might be 16 host cities, but there's only one place where you can recover.
Destination Vancouver says it's taking the official nets used in World Cup matches from the pitch and turning them into one-of-a-kind custom hammocks. A handful of them are already set up in custom spots, or public spots, I should say, around the city. Would you go and take a spot or take a chill in one of those?
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out which some of these are.
It's something it's an idea I wouldn't sleep on.
There you go. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, you know, Jeff's here, or Jeff's not here, so gotta bring the cheesy puns somehow.
Someone's got to keep it up. All right, well, we'll finish with a little more soccer. Turns out fans in Toronto were hungry. New data from Open Table shows Toronto restaurants saw an increase in dining during the World Cup. It found on average people dined out 18% more on game days when World Cup matches were being played in the city. So there you go. If you didn't have any chance to go and get some food or even check out the games, what were you doing this last couple months, Stacey?
That's a great question. Not going outside, I'm sure I was up to no good.